Boys, it is time to announce our SJHL Players of the Week. So let's get right into it, and let's start with the SGU MVP of the week. I know in our group chat we had some good debate, I think, when it comes to the MVP of the week, but it was decided that Jacob Boucher of the Humboldt Broncos is your SGU MVP of the week. 4 goals, 3 assists in his first 3 games with the Humboldt Broncos. Rory, what did you see from Boucher in his first 3 games in Humboldt Broncos lineup?
He's a really electric player, which I don't think anyone should be surprised with when you look at the numbers he put up in the WHL. Was able to get 20 points in 30 games with the Edmonton Oil Kings. The Broncos were kind of waiting for this guy to come back or come around because they acquired him in a trade about a year and a half ago when they sent Carter McNarland to the BCHL for Alex Soretsky and Jacob Boucher's rights. So now they're finally reaping the rewards, or more of them. Alex Soretsky's been fantastic, but they're reaping double the rewards now with Jacob Boucher coming in. He was on the top line with Lucas Ceccarelli and Cage Newens. And yeah, we saw him pick up a goal in his first game, then a 5-point night, including a hat trick against Nipawin, and then picked up the assist 9 seconds in. Great aggressive forecheck, strips the puck off the Mills blue liner, and then in front to Ceccarelli. So the one thing that I'm going to be watching, and we've seen it a lot before from WHL players coming into the SJHL, it's a different style of play here. And sometimes there's a little bit of a feeling out process about, the physicality, the lack of room on the ice. And if Jacob Boucher is getting 7 in his first 3, I can't wait to see what he's going to be able to do in his 12th game in the SJHL.
Yeah, it seems like it's been a seamless transition for him into Humboldt Broncos lineup so far. I mean, what's the expectation, I guess, for him in the Broncos lineup, I guess, moving forward for the rest of the season?
I think just be another catalyst on offense. Make sure you're playing on the right side of the puck, of course. But, Jacob Boucher is gonna get a lot of ice time. He's on the top line. He's going to get power play. And, I'm expecting him to be a point-per-game player, probably more closer to 1.3 points per game by the time the season's over, because he's getting all the opportunity, playing with great teammates, line mates, who he would attest to his success. But he's just a really offensively gifted player, and we're going to see him put up points.
And adding to that depth of the Humboldt Broncos for sure. So a big congratulations to Jacob Boucher, SGU MVP of the week. So now let's go to SaskTel Goalie of the week. And I guess we're sticking with teams that you guys cover for this one too, because now we're going to go to the Notre Dame Hounds and Tucker Inabene. Did I say that right, Jamie?
Inabene.
Yeah. Inabene. There we go. I apologize.
Very close.
I was close. I was in the ballpark. But 2 wins for Tucker, 2 goals against average of 2 and a .945 save percentage. What did you see from Tucker this week for the Hounds?
Yeah, the first thing you see from Tucker is he's a big boy. He's about 6'3", 190, big, strong lad. And, I think early in his Notre Dame career, he was doing a little bit too much. I'm not a goalie expert. Most broadcasters aren't goalie experts unless they were former goalies, so I'm not going to pretend too much. But if you're a goalie and you're big, let the puck hit you and calm down a little bit. Tucker really did a good job of settling things down against Melfort. And Flynn Flon, he's a kid who was born in Phoenix, Arizona, played there until he was 8 or so, and then moved to Washington State. But 4 goals on 73 shots over 2 games. If you're going to, only allow 2 goals a game, you really give your team a chance to win the hockey game. And Tucker, more than anything, and I think the Hounds played very well against Melfort and against Flynn Flon, more than anything, you give your team a chance to win. And Tucker did just that, so very happy for him.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, obviously the Hounds are kind of turning it around a little bit right now, obviously with back-to-back wins, and it seems like Tucker's going to be a big part of that, especially going into 3 games in 3 nights this week.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously Ashton Billsberger is still here, and he had a great performance, did Billsberger and Nipawin, so, it'll be interesting to see what happens. 3-3, it's hard for a goalie to play, and, you heard Will there talking, and I know for sure Tucker would agree, because I post-game interviewed him after the Flin Flon game, or against the Melfort game, I should say, and he would agree with Will that the D-core for Notre Dame is extremely, extremely underrated. Matthew Ron and Estevan as an 05 D is doing a great job. I would take Vincent Palmerine as the best 2005 D-man in the league. So best D-man in the league, maybe, in Jared Sitch. Best 05 D-man in the league in Vinny Palmerine. You play them, obviously, Sam Kroon, Luke Helgeson, Alex Stewart, Connor O'Keefe is starting to get more comfortable. The list goes on and on and on as the Hounds try to deal with some injury and some illness to Sammy Bourgeois. But, yeah, Tucker is playing well, and the D-Corps is playing well in front of him.
And big congratulations to Tucker at being named SaskTel Goalie of the Week. Now to Direct West Rookie of the Week. And for the second straight week, we get to stay in between the pipes for the Rookie of the Week. This time going to L'Orange Ice Wolves netminder Topher Chirico. Rory, you saw him on Tuesday against the Humboldt Broncos. He had a 44-save performance. He had 2 wins this week. A goals against average of 2, a .954 save percentage. What did you see from him in that Tuesday night game against Humboldt?
Yeah, he was huge in that game against Humboldt. L'Orange Ice Wolves did a really good job of steering the majority of the Broncos' 46 shots to the outside. A lot of perimeter action came towards Chirico, but he was a wall, man. 44 saves on 46, and it wasn't like it let up later in the week as he had to stop 36 of 38 in that victory over the Melville Millionaires. And Chirico, when he first came into the league this season, of course, 2 rough games to start, right? Let in 5 goals on 30 shots against Melfort, and then let in 9 goals in that 10-3 victory for Humboldt at the Showcase. It was a 10:30 a.m. game. So goalies, we know they have their routines, their rituals. That's an outlier to me. We're seeing what this kid's really capable of in the last 2 games. You mentioned it, .957 against Humboldt and a .947 against Melville. If this is what we're going to be used to down the stretch, it's another weapon for L'Orange in between the pipes to pair with Dawson Smith. Yeah. And for Tucker and Abonnet and Topher Chirico to both be rookies and both be goalies, I think they can share both those honors of goaltender and rookie of the week. They were both spectacular.
Yeah, absolutely. All great points, Rory. And yeah, I see these guys as pretty similar in terms of their path to the SJHL and to start in the SJHL too. Topher Chirico out of minor hockey in Colorado. He's a guy that had a lot of success in minor hockey. Last year in U18, a 163 goals against, a .934 save percentage in 33 games. So that's a big sample size at Rocky Mountain in Colorado. He's from Kansas State, so I don't know how many kids you see from Kansas State, but great for him. And again, another kid that the L'Orange Ice Wolves went out and found from somewhere and brought them to L'Orange, and they're great. So, huge kudos to Kevin Kuminski for sure, but his scouting staff, his networks, his connections. And with Chirico and Smith, who's from, up the north in the territories, you've got a very interesting pairing in terms of where these guys are from. But both of them are absolute stars in this league right now.
Yeah, I mean, like Rory mentioned, if you have an excellent 1-2 punch net like that moving forward, that's only going to be a huge asset for the L'Orange Ice Wolves moving forward, because then both goaltenders are going to be fresh come playoff time. And I know Rory also mentioned it. We did have some good fun debate, I guess, in our group chat when it came to picking goalie of the week and rookie of the week, because we knew both were playing well, and then we were decide, well, which one gets which reward or award. And really, it was like Rory mentioned, both players very deserving of both awards. Final one to hand out is defenseman of the week, and I think the storylines with this one's pretty good. Defenseman of the week this week from the Flin Flon Bombers, Alex von Sprecken. He had a goal and 3 assists in 4 games played for the Flin Flon Bombers. Jamie, I mean, you saw him on Saturday. What'd you see from von Sprecken, I guess, on Saturday? But it doesn't really surprise you. He's kind of fit in with Flin Flon seamlessly early on.
Yeah, I mean, and Rory, you agree with me. We've talked about this many times, that atmosphere up in the Whitney Forum in the finals last year was so special. And Alex von Sprecken, as part of the Estevan Bruins, obviously experienced that from the enemy side. And I think he wants to win. He loves to compete. I would take him as the strongest kid in the SJHL. We don't have any sort of competition. Maybe Kyle McIntyre and the commissioner could hook that up. We can have some sort of SJHL strongest person competition. Alex von Sprecken would be my pre-tournament pick for that. So he's as strong as they get. Scored a goal for Flin Flon against Estevan at Affinity Place. and it was a snipe and a beauty too this past week. So good for Alex, and I think it's just a situation where he loves Estevan, does Von Sprecken, he loves the Estevan community. I spoke to him in Wilcox a bit. Nobody on the Flin Flon Bombers, no disrespect intended, played very well against the Hounds. The Hounds did well, the Bombers maybe not so much, but Von Sprecken, he'll give you 100% effort, and let me tell you, you ask Mike Reagan about this kid, his eyes light up, and a 4-game Southern swing where he gets to hang out with the boys on the road for Von Sprecken here with the Flin Flon Bombers is a perfect start to his career with the Flin Flon Bombers.
Rory, you want to touch on that?
I just want to jump.
Yeah,
I just want to jump on the back. Thanks so much. Can you envision a more Flin Flon Bomber defenseman than what Alex Von Sprecken brings to the table? Isn't he perfect for that team? So when Mike Reagan found out he could become available, I'm sure his eyes lit up really wide because Von Sprecken, and then in his first 5 games with the Bombers, got a point in every single game. I know they all weren't this past week, but didn't have any adjustment period. And then a final question for you, Newsy. How good do you think it feels for Alex Von Sprecken to score in the first game against his former team? And it was a close game. I know they didn't win that one, but Vonnie got the goal against the Bruins. I'm sure that one was nice for him.
Friends and family. He's from Estevan too. So again, just got to feel amazing.
Producer Clark and myself were at that game, and I can easily say, without a shadow of a doubt,
stir the pot.
Well, it's not really stirring the pot. This is a fact. It was the loudest cheer of the night when he found the back of the net. When he scored that goal for the Flin Flon Bombers, it was easily the loudest cheer of the night. And you know what? That's, I think, one of the reasons why we love hockey so much is you can't write that stuff. That's unbelievable.
I heard there was a little skate by the bench as well.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I don't know. We'd have to check the tape on that one. I'm not
super fan Carl had a big smile.
Yeah, we'll have to check the tape on that one. So congratulations to Alex Von Sprecken of the Flin Flon Bombers for being named Defenseman of the Week. So SGU MVP of the week is Jacob Boucher of the Humboldt Broncos, 4 goals and 3 assists. SaskTel goalie of the week is Tucker Inabene at 2 wins, 2 goals against, a .945 save percentage. Direct West rookie of the week is Topher Chirico of the Larange Ice Wolves, 2 wins, 2 goals against average, and a .954 save percentage. And of course, like I just mentioned, defenseman of the week, Alex Von Sprecken of the Flin Flon Bombers, 1 goal, 3 assists.